I got a couple questions for Coach. We'll start with an opening statement whenever you're ready, Coach.
Okay. I thought that was both teams played very, very hard. I thought we played hard. We're fighting from behind in the first half. I think, I got to take a look at the film, but I think a couple defensive miscues that cost us open shots at key points. And, offensively, I think we left some points out there. We have to finish better at the rim. And we had some open threes that we got to make to have a chance to win a game like that. So credit to them, they played very, very well. And we'll go back to work on Monday and get prepared to go play St. Peter's.
And just time for a couple questions. Chase, go ahead.
Coach Chase Coburn, Chase Sports News, thanks for being here. I mean, you just kind of mentioned it, two great teams, a very competitive battle, kind of felt like evenly matched out the whole game. You guys made a comeback, kind of score was very similar throughout the whole contest. But what was the main difference? What was the thing that they did that you guys didn't do that propelled them to a victory?
Pretty much what I just said. We had some defensive miscues, I thought, that, gave them some open shots, when they're a good shooting team. And then on our end, I think we left some points out there. Some finishes at the rim and some open threes that we need to make.
Coach, only really a 6-point loss. How do you use this game to kind of use it as a teaching moment and go forward when you guys go to Jersey City on Friday?
To this team's credit, they'll show up on Monday and they'll work hard. So that's what we have to do. You're going to make the loss bother you for 12 hours and then you got to get up tomorrow and get back to work.
Coach, you were losing the rebound battle early in the game. What did it take to turn that around? You guys did a great job at swapping the momentum at the end of that first half. What did that take?
It took us to rebound. Like, you got to rebound the ball. Like, we didn't rebound early in the game. We made it a point of emphasis and we started to rebound, but we have to come out and rebound the ball. Helps you get control of the game. So.
All right, last one.
Coach, you were down 14 in the first half, and then as he just mentioned, you guys made that comeback, made it 33-33 at halftime. You mentioned it after the Marist game and after a lot of these games. Your team is just so resilient. Talk to me about how proud you are of your team's resiliency in this one despite the loss.
I'm always proud of my team. This is a good group and they work extremely hard. So I'm never down on them. We're not proud of them. I want us to play better. And that's what we'll continue to work on, is playing better and making, 2 or 3 more plays to win games like that.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank
Appreciate
you
it.
guys, appreciate it.
Coach, obviously great win tonight. Just some thoughts on the environment, sold out arena. You knew you were coming into a hostile environment coming into the week, rivalry week. What did you tell your team to kind of get them ready for tonight?
Well, we're obviously coming in with some momentum, and our guys are really starting to believe in what our formula is for success. We always say teams that win know why they win, and the teams that lose don't know why they lose. We know why we're going to win and why we're not going to win. And our formula is take care of the ball, take good shots, and offensive rebound from the offensive end. And we only had 4 turnovers in the second half. And one of the reasons the game turned at like the 10-minute mark is we went on a flurry of turnovers. And to Fairfield's credit, they capitalized. When we settled down a little bit, took care of the ball, got better shots too in the last 10 minutes, we got more shots in the flow of the offense. I think we were, you get a little tight. Fairfield does a good job. They take a lead, and we were quick shooting a little too much. And sometimes that works when you're flowing, but when we weren't, we just had to settle down and get into our actions a little bit. And then, obviously, some guys stepped up and made some huge shots for us, and that's part of it. That's how you want to win the road. Guys have to make some individual plays as well.
Coach, in this game, I'm sure obviously, I know you guys have seen the Deion Perry shot from the other day with Fairfield kind of having that heroic win. Then you guys come out and you lead by 14, and while they were able to come back, it felt like you guys controlled the game at the beginning of the game. How much of a statement did you guys want to make at the beginning to show how quote-unquote legit you guys were and how you were going to fight in this game?
That's an incredible question. That's a great question.
Thank you.
Listen, it was important that we established ourselves. Listen, we have never beaten them. Now, the only thing sometimes it gets overblown because I think only one player on our roster has ever even played Fairfield. So these guys had never lost to Fairfield. They've never even played against Fairfield. So, but it is an important game. Obviously, great crowd, great environment. They're right down the road. We're friendly with their staff. So it was important for us to establish to say, hey, listen, we're a good team and we can do some things. And again, we did a good job and they did a good job answering. So it was a tough league game in February, and You got to make some plays and you got to get gritty. I thought we did a good job, and Bryce came in and did a good job. We got some defensive rebounds late. And the difference between the end of the second half and the end of the first half is we stopped them, but they got second, third shots, and they scored, I think they scored all of their second chance points in the last 7 minutes of the half, the first half. Well, they got no second chance points in the end of the game, and that was the difference, I think.
Coach, can you take me through what was said in the timeouts there in that last 5 minutes? You guys went on a tremendous run, just limited Fairfield pretty much all around. What was said? What really got you guys going?
Well, we just said, hey, offensively, Tanner was starting to get going, so we were trying to call his number, but we said, let's play our kind of basketball, good flow, let's get some actions that we like, all right, and we'll live with the results. So offensively, that was our focus. Take care of the ball, and let's play our type of basketball. Defensively, we just got to be a little tougher and grittier. They were making some shots. Obviously, Sparks played terrifically. He made a lot of tough shots. I mean, 4 for 9 from 3. He was shooting 27% from 3 coming into this game, and you got to give him credit. He did some things that we said, hey, we're going to live with, and he made us pay. But we got a little tougher, and it was all about limiting their second shots. And it was gang rebounding. Tanner dug in some rebounds. Bryce dug out some rebounds. Amari Stewart did a good job. So I think it was about playing our type of basketball offensively, but getting a little grittier defensively. We needed to be a little tougher and a little grittier. And listen, they have some guys. Certainly Perry's the guy that mostly is a tough shot maker. And we knew they were going to make some of those. Obviously Sparks, that's my wife. Sparks, we'll get that in a second. Sparks surprised us because I think that probably, was that his season high? 18? I don't know, you know. So when they have someone step up who hasn't really, he's been a solid player for, but like, you know, if you get 18 from Perry, you're like, all right, that's what you expect. So sometimes to win that game, if they had won that game, they said, well, why'd they win it? Well, here's a guy who elevated his game. And the reason we won is we have two guys. Now, Kai has been off the charts good, but he got us 20 today. Now, that's a little deceptive because he had 16 assists and 13 assists. So basketball people know that's generating a lot of points. But he made some good individual plays. And obviously, the two biggest shots of the game were two freshmen. Niles 3, did that put us up 3? Ralph Byers 3. Mm-hmm. I think that put us up 3, and then his 3 put us up 6. So the two freshmen really, I mean, they're not freshmen anymore, and they're kind of, the moment isn't too big for them. They just kind of play.
Coach, obviously great win tonight. You got a great Quinnipiac team coming into your house next Friday night. I mean, what do you tell your team? Obviously, it's a great win on the road against a crosstown rival, but you got to be ready to practice this week. And how do you prepare for that dominant team?
Here's what we do, because we don't get this chance a lot. We're not going to talk about anybody tonight. We're going to enjoy the Super Bowl tomorrow, and then come Monday morning, we're getting ready for Quinnipiac. They're a great team. They're in first place. They're coming off a tough loss. They're another rivalry. I mean, they're a rival. They're more of a rival than Fairfield because we go back to the NEC days. So, Coach Pecor is a great coach. It's going to be a great challenge. We feel like we have a great home court, just like Fairfield feels they do. So it's a great challenge. We won't. I usually think about it. You have my word, and I have my wife give her. We will not think about Quinnipiac until Monday morning. We'll have a lot of time on Monday. We'll probably get. Matter of fact, Monday's practice will be just about Sacred Heart and tightening our stuff. All right, the staff will put the game plan together on Monday. Tuesday we'll be off. We'll meet as a staff and really tighten up our game plan. And you know, we usually have a 3-day prep, and we'll have that with Quinnipiac.
Can we get any questions for Mekhi real quick?
Yeah, for sure.
Mekhi, Chase Coburn, Chase Sports News. Great game out there. I think Coach mentioned it, kind of those like dagger threes down the stretch. Your team really came up clutch in those final moments. Just, again, what was the messaging and how were you guys able to come up clutch in the biggest moments to close out this win?
First off, you know, the coaching staff and you know, my teammates, you know, believe in me a lot. So when it come down to, you know, times like that where I got to take a big shot or it's a big shot on the line, I feel like anybody on the team can take it. You know, we all believe in each other and feel like we can do, you know, anything at any time. So I feel like we just had to stay together and stay composed, and that's what helped us come out with this victory.
Can you just talk about the environment? Obviously, you knew coming into the game, you know, it was going to be a good crowd. Talk to me about, you know, kind of how you fed off that. It looked like you were kind of going back and forth with them a little bit, but it seemed like you fed off that and really fueled you to kind of put on that 20-point performance that you did.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, at the beginning of the game, I told my teammates, you know, when we first hold up, I said, listen, it's a good crowd. You know, let's feed off of them. You know, we love playing away. You know, we don't shy away from it. You know, the coaches don't shy away from it, and you know, we were fired up in the locker room. So I feel like, you know, feeding off of them and us coming in and just playing our game is what's going to allow us to win. So definitely, you know, I definitely had to go out at them a little bit, you know, just to let them know that we feel like we are one of the top teams and we feel like we can compete. So just had to let them know a little bit.
As you should.
Okay, after this 5th win now in a row, what does this mean for the guys heading into the game at Quinnipiac? How are you going to use this momentum from tonight into that game?
Just stay composed. Just stay level-headed and just keep riding the wave and just keep doing what we do. We got great game plans and in practice the coaches take a lot of time and build that, and we work a lot. We work really hard as a team. So I feel like we just keep doing that and just stay level-headed. We'll be fine.
Mekhi, you, Stewart, and Ralph Byer, you guys kind of combined for 57 of, I believe, the 77 points that were scored. Not only you, but again, your teammates as well. Just what worked so well offensively from the get-go and then down the stretch, kind of the beginning and the end of the game that you guys dominated?
Just the coaches preaching, just being unselfish and, us, loving each other and just, being able to just share the ball and just believing in each other. So when we're able to do that and share the ball and just get great shots, I feel like it's tough to stop us at times.
As Coach mentioned, big night for some guys that don't usually step up. Sparks being one of them. 18 points for Sparks, 18 for Johnson. That's 36. How did you guys make enough plays down the stretch and limit them when it really mattered?
We talked about it a lot in the huddles with each other. Like, these guys are going a little bit that maybe we should just go from the drop to a hard edge and try to stop them a little bit. And I feel like late in the game we did that and it kind of helped us a lot. So them two playing well was just kind of like something we wasn't kind of expecting, but we got to always be prepared for anything. So I feel like we just stepped up to the challenge and played well.
Let's do one more question if anyone has one for Mekhi.
Mekhi, where do you go from here? Again, we're talking about 5 straight wins. We're talking about a tough game coming up, but your first year in the MAC conference and you're 7-5 in the conference. You go across town, you beat your in-town rival. Just talk to me about what this win means for your team, how well you guys are playing in this new conference, and how well you look to continue to play in your first year in the MAC.
Oh, it's big. We know about the rivalry with us in Fairfield, and how many games they've beaten us, and we took it real serious, and we know how much it means to coach to beat them, and how much it means to the whole coaching staff. So I feel like we just gonna stay level-headed and just keep going.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.